Did you know one of the greatest scientists in history literally glowed in the dark? Her notebooks are still too radioactive to touch, even a century later. This is the astonishing story of Marie Curie, a woman who broke every rule, defied every expectation, and changed the world forever. Stay with us as we uncover the mind-blowing truth behind the legend of the woman who glowed. Before we dive in, just to let you know that we're seeing that 55% of our viewers who watch our channel regularly have not subscribed to us yet. So we're asking you a favor. Before we start our deep dive, if you like us and want to support us, there's a free and simple way to do that. Just hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out when we put out new videos. We assure you that we will commit to bringing you the best videos each week. We also crave your feedback and suggestions as we aim to give you the best content possible. Born Maria Skłodowska in 1867 in Warsaw, Poland, then occupied by the Russian Empire, Marie Curie's journey began in defiance. Did you know? She secretly attended the Flying University, an underground school for women banned from higher education. There, by candlelight, she studied physics and math in secret. Her genius couldn't be silenced. She worked as a governess for years, saving every penny to fund her dream studying in Paris. When Marie arrived in Paris in 1891, she had just enough money to survive. She studied at the Sorbonne, often fainting from hunger and sleeping in an unheated attic. But brilliance burns brightest in adversity. In 1894, she met Pierre Curie. He was fascinated by magnetism. She was fascinated by the invisible forces in the universe. They married, and together began what would become one of the most revolutionary partnerships in science. In 1896, Henri Becquerel discovered mysterious rays emitted by uranium. Marie was intrigued. She coined the term radioactivity. Did you know? Marie Curie conducted her experiments in a makeshift shed with no ventilation, surrounded by radioactive dust. For 4 grueling years, the Curies processed tons of pitchblende. In 1898, they discovered polonium, named after her homeland, and then radium. These elements glowed with an eerie blue-green light. Marie wasn't just studying energy, she was discovering a new world. In 1903, Marie Curie became the first woman to win a Nobel Prize in physics, shared with Pierre and Becquerel. But tragedy struck in 1906 when Pierre was killed in a street accident. Marie was devastated. Yet she carried on. She became the first female professor at the Sorbonne, and in 1911, she won her second Nobel Prize, this time in chemistry, for isolating radium. Did you know? She remains the only person ever to win Nobel Prizes in 2 different sciences. Radium was now worth more than gold, but Marie refused to patent her discovery, believing science should serve humanity. During World War I, she developed mobile X-ray units called Petites Curies, saving thousands of soldiers' lives. She trained women to operate them and drove one herself to the front lines. Did you know? She effectively became a one-woman medical corps, revolutionizing battlefield medicine. Despite her genius, the press fixated on her gender, nationality, and personal life. A scandal involving a fellow scientist nearly cost her a second Nobel, but her peers stood by her. Albert Einstein said, "Marie Curie is, of all celebrated beings, the one whom fame has not corrupted." She faced xenophobia, sexism, and isolation. Yet she never compromised her integrity. Her life was proof that knowledge, not privilege, shapes destiny. Marie's daughter Irene also won a Nobel Prize, continuing her mother's legacy. The Curie family would eventually produce 5 Nobel laureates. The Radium Institute she founded became a powerhouse in medical research. And around the world, hospitals, schools, and research labs bear her name. Did you know? The element curium, element 96, is named after Marie and Pierre Curie. She didn't just make history, she reshaped the periodic table. After the war, Marie Curie did not slow down. She returned to the Radium Institute, now a beacon of global research, and to the University of Paris, where she mentored a new generation of scientists. But her health was fading. By the 1920s, she suffered from chronic fatigue, deteriorating vision, and a strange set of illnesses no one fully understood. Today, we know it was radiation poisoning. Years of exposure with no protection had begun to unravel her body from the inside out. And yet, she kept going. In 1921, she sailed to the United States to raise funds for research. She was greeted not by scientists, but by a nation. President Warren G. Harding personally handed her a gram of radium, bought by donations from American women. It was one of the most expensive substances in the world, and they gave it to her. Did you know? Marie Curie's research notebooks, glassware, and even her cookbook are still too radioactive to handle without special suits. They're kept in lead-lined boxes in France. In a haunting twist, the very elements she discovered made her a radioactive relic of history. Her life became legend. A woman who glowed, literally and figuratively, with the fire of discovery. Marie Curie died in 1934 from aplastic anemia, likely caused by long-term radiation exposure. She was 66. And then, she did something no woman before her had ever done. She was interred in the Pantheon, France's highest national honor, alongside Voltaire, Rousseau, and Victor Hugo. She is the only woman buried there for her own achievements. But her story didn't end in a tomb. She gave us medical imaging, cancer therapy, the science of radioactivity. The unit of radioactivity, the Curie, is named after her. So is element 96, curium. And so are thousands of scholarships, institutes, and laboratories from Warsaw to Tokyo. Did you know? In 2011, the world declared it the International Year of Chemistry to honor the 100th anniversary of Marie Curie's second Nobel Prize. Even a century later, she's still being celebrated. Marie Curie once said, "Nothing in life is to be feared, it is only to be understood." And through fear, through suffering, through war and exile, she gave us understanding. She made the invisible visible. And she proved beyond question that brilliance has no gender. Her light never dimmed. It still glows, in labs, in hospitals, and in every young girl who dares to dream of becoming a scientist. So, the next time you hear about radiation cancer treatment or the mysteries of the atom, remember the woman who walked into the unknown with nothing but her mind and a microscope? Marie Curie didn't just change science, she became it. Hey, subscribe for more mind-blowing stories like this one, from the pages of history to the edge of discovery. And, drop a comment. Which fact about Marie Curie surprised you the most? And always remember, some legacies still glow.